Alright, YouTube. Looks like the public has spoken. Nobody's a real big fan of the 8N Ford tractor. But I've been working on it, so I'll have to tell you about it anyway. So, if you didn't watch the last video, we had some difficulty getting this thing to run. We put electronic ignition in it. We put new coil, plugs, wires. We put a new carburetor on it. The original carburetor, I rebuilt it, and it tried to run, but it just wouldn't go. So I rebuilt the carburetor, and I put the electronic ignition in it, and it didn't want to run. It'd try, but it wouldn't just take off. Hit and die. So put a set of plugs in it. That didn't fix it. Put cap wires on it. No, I put the plugs in it. That didn't fix it. Put a new coil on it. That didn't fix it. I could spray starting fluid in the carburetor. Wouldn't run on that either, so I'm thinking fire. So that didn't work. So I ordered a new carburetor and put on it. Well, that didn't work. So I kind of tried all the easy stuff, and I wasn't really working on it. I was kind of piddling it in spare time. Wasn't really putting serious work into it. In the process, all that starter messed up. Had to get the pull starter off of it. Get that rebuilt. And got that fixed. Got everything going. Got fuel in it. Got the fuel leak stopped. So I finally got out here with my power probe, which I'm thinking about doing a video on the power probe and why everybody messing with electrical wiring should do one. Thinking about even giving one away on the channel. Maybe it'll help me get more subscribers, because I'm getting a lot of views, not getting subscribers. 71 subscribers as of today, October 17th, 2020. Appreciate every one of you guys. Although you're not all watching all my videos. 71 subscribers. I shouldn't have a video under 71 views, right? But I got several that are at 20 and a couple are at 10. And not everybody's watching everything. But anyway, back to the tractor. So I got all that done. I got out here with the power probe. So I got thinking at work, this thing probably has a ballast resistor, which it does. So got my power probe out, thinking maybe it had a problem. And it's got the resistor right there. You can see where I cut the wire off of it. But the wire coming into the resistor only had 5 volts. Coming out of the resistor had about 2 volts. I said, well, there's a problem. So I cut that wire off of there, put it straight on the battery. Got a beautiful spark, but it still wouldn't run. I'm like, what in the hell? So spray starting fluid in it, it'd run a little better. So I pulled the drain off the bottom of the carburetor, and it just barely dribbled fuel out of it. I pulled the line off coming from the tank. It had good flow out of the line, so well, okay, something's wrong in the carburetor, right? Brand new carburetor, Amazon, 45 bucks. So I pulled it off, and you can blow in that line, and you should be able to blow. And when you turn the carburetor upside down, the float should close the needle and seat, and you shouldn't be able to blow. Well, you couldn't blow in it no matter what you did. So took the new carburetor apart, and it's got the wrong floats in it. So I took the floats out of my old carburetor, which were new, came in a rebuild kit, put them in this carburetor, and she fired right up, run like a top. Now I've already disabled the gas because I'm fixing to pull the hood and everything off of it and rewire everything. Now get it charging and starting off with the factory starter button. I don't like it starting on the key because you're able to start it in gear, but it does run. Got it running, and it was dark. We got to noticing something was hitting me, and I thought, this thing's spitting water out somewhere. Open the radiator, and it ain't spitting water. I don't know if you can see it. See that new line, metal line right there? That's the oil pressure gauge. Got a steel line goes down to the motor. Got a hole rusted in it, and it was spraying oil everywhere. It's crazy. So got that replaced, and run like a top. The lift works. I picked the mower up. I drove it back here on my back porch. The bolt was gone out of that, so it fell out. I got it stuck in the top. I got to get a washer and a pin put back in it. Mower works. Spins, sounds good, no vibration. So, like I said, you can see all the wiring. You know, they just had that stuck in the battery cable when they put the battery cable on. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna wire this up like I've seen people do on the internet. They put this wire to here, and then they put this on a light bulb. They run a wire from 12 volts to a light bulb, and from that to a light bulb. And when the tractor's not running, that wire's grounded. It's a field wire, and the light will burn. But when you start it, that wire becomes hot, and the alternator charges. And since the two wires going to the light now are hot, the light goes out so I'm going to wire it up like that. Probably going to get me new voltage gauge pushed in, get me a new volt gauge and oil pressure gauge, and might do a little research and see about putting a water temp gauge. I've seen where some guys drill a hole in the head where you put the cylinder in there, but I'm blind as a bat, and it's kind of hard for me to drill it. And I don't know if there's enough profit in the deal to put lights on it, but I'd like to put me some round, just because that's what it had on it, LED headlights on it. I don't think this thing ever had headlights on it because it doesn't have a switch for them. And them look like some kind of aftermarket. The factory lights should be the same color as the hood. So I think somebody probably added those and didn't. I don't know how they wired them up, but so I'm thinking about doing LEDs. But anyway, that's where we're at on the tractor. I know you guys want more C3 Corvette videos, but we need to generate a little income here with this tractor and the Turbo S, so we can buy more Corvette parts. I do need to get over and get the fuel tank in it. I got all the stuff to do that way, I just hadn't done it. So that's where we're at with the 8N Ford. You guys like, tag, tell all your friends, aunts, uncles, cousins, girlfriends, wives, co-workers, and see if we can get some subs up. If I get some interest, comment if you think you'd be interested in a Power Probe video. If you don't know what a Power Probe is, there's lots of videos out there, but I think I can probably do a video on a dummy's point of view, because that's kind of how I work, you know. Excuse me. Anyway, please watch all my videos, even if it's something that you're not interested in. There's a little knowledge in there. My Volkswagen bug videos, if you don't like Volkswagen bugs, you still get an idea what happens if you don't change your timing belt. The 05 Chevy Malibu, you know, it's just an old car nobody cares nothing about, but the lady run it through a puddle of water, and you can see what happens to the engine when they go into water, the damage that it can do, and what you can do and what you can't do to save it. We couldn't save it, ended up putting a motor in it. And of course, my little Volkswagen Jetta video, man, that kid bought that thing, 16 years old, his first car, got a diesel 5-speed, and he just loves it. He says, man, I never had to put gas in this thing, I just love it. So there's something to be learned on all my videos. And if you find something wrong, well, you know, comment, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell icon so you get notified. I don't make a lot of videos, so I won't load you up, you know, with meaningless content. I get on here when I got something to say, or somewhere on a project, or maybe if I'm having trouble with. So I appreciate all y'all's help. Help me get my channel growing before I lose my eyesight and lose my job, or I have a few pennies a month come in. I think I got to have 4,000 watch hours, and I got like 1,100 minutes. That's a long way to go. 71 subscribers, that's a long way from 1,000. But we're headed in the right direction. All right, that's it for me. See you later.